Hey, everybody. Welcome to the It's a Lot, Y'all podcast. I'm Allie D. I'll be your host. And with me throughout this podcast will be producer Nicole.
Hi, everyone.
Nicole and I work together in live production in sports, and we just have so much that we want to share on this podcast about all the things that we go through and the things that happen during our live productions. And I want to kick things off with talking about how we first met, because I think people need to know how we met, how we worked together, and why this whole thing has come to be. I mean, we are so excited. We've been talking about this podcast now for weeks.
We are finally doing it.
We're finally doing it, and we're just, there's no time like the present. So let's just go for it.
Dive right in.
Okay, so Nicole and I met in live production for sports. We worked together for the Dallas Mavericks, and we also worked together for the Dallas Cowboys, which is where we got our start, our friendship. And we've since been working together for about 2 years now.
Yep.
And we've just noticed that throughout all of our happenings in the entertainment industry and being in sports entertainment, all of like the amazing fun things that happen. And we just thought that it would be cool to bring you guys into that, talk a little bit about that, talk also about some personal stuff, some beauty stuff, fun stuff, things that happen to us along the way. When we're working together, I am on camera. So I am the host for both the pregame show that we work together on for the Dallas Cowboys and also the in-arena show for the Dallas Mavericks. And in both those situations, I'm on camera and Nicole is my stage manager. So that means she's behind the scenes. I mean, tell us a little bit about your role as stage manager.
Yes. So I basically help Allie just make sure that she is ready to go. Did I mess up already?
No, I just think it's funny how you said I basically help Allie. Like, golly.
No, yes. So I basically am there to make sure that everything happens on time and executed correctly. I'm there to help Allie cue her to make sure in case she cannot hear that she is up and ready to talk and just kind of keep everybody on time and ready to roll. So I'm behind the scenes. You don't ever see me in front of the camera, but if you're ever at a Mavs game or even at the Cowboys, I'm right alongside Allie, cueing her, ready for her hits. So
yeah. So Nicole's job is so important to me because basically she's the lifeline. I do have an IFB, so I can hear what the producers are saying or what they're calling at the games, or it's specifically the Mavs games, but they're not right there next to me. And so you are right there. So if I have any questions or need anything at all, you're always like the first person to hop in. Nicole is so helpful. You guys, you need to know this. Like, she is like, you love your job.
I do. I love my job. And I am so thankful every day whenever I get to help assist, especially with two of the biggest teams in Dallas. Like, I think about it all the time. I'm like, how lucky are we to be not only helping out with the NFL, but also the NBA, like the best of both worlds.
I know. And not just in Dallas. I mean, this is like top 5 market in the country. So, I mean, obviously the Dallas Cowboys are pretty much, you know, the most well-known sports league in the entire
America's
world.
team.
I know. It's so cool. So we say that not to like be braggadocious or anything. We've both been working, you know, a long time in the league and in our careers, and we've gotten to this pinnacle. So I feel like we're excited we can share about it because now it's like, we're older. It's not like we're bragging. Like, this is the reality of our lives. And, you know, for me, I've been working in sports for over a decade, almost 2 decades now. You like 5-6 years, something like that.
Coming up in like 5, 6. We're going into like my 6th year in sports, which is great.
The crazy thing about sports, not to cut you off already, but you might have to get used to
that,
is just the fact that it's like it's like seasons. We're going through these seasons, and it just rolls on and on and on. In the blink of an eye, 10 years have gone by.
I know.
It's kind of a repetitive
season
thing.
Ends, another one begins. And like a couple months ago, when all the sports were happening, that's like the best time of the year because everything just kind of crosses over. So not only do we do Cowboys game one week and 2 or 3 games Mavs the other, like the same week. So there's just so much going on. It makes it so much fun.
Yeah, right now I think we've done 5 games in 7 days. So it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all.
Yes, it's a lot, y'all.
It's a lot, y'all. Okay, speaking about that and talking about, you know, what our podcast is going to be about and all the fun things that happen. So in Nicole and I's lives, when we are either at the Dallas Cowboys or the Dallas Mavericks, there's always a lot of, I don't want to say, it's like controlled chaos, right?
Controlled chaos is the perfect word.
Yeah. And it's just because there's a lot going on behind the scenes that fans or the audience isn't really privy to. And I think that I kind of feel like if they knew all those things, like maybe they'd be like, dang, this is really hard to put on a basketball game or a football game.
Yes, I don't think people realize all the people and all the work that it takes to put on such a show.
Yeah.
It goes down to the nitty gritty. I mean, everything goes back down to the second, and people don't realize that. So it can be like really chaotic, but I feel like we do a very good job that the audience never knows. Like the show goes on.
The show goes on. Once you hit the court and once you hit the stage, like that's it. You know, the lights come up and all that controlled chaos is just out the window, and we have to nail it. We don't have a second chance. Okay, so one thing I want to say that's so different about live sports is that it's very interesting to me because it's kind of like twofold. So not only are, for example, for me in my position, not only am I worrying about being on camera, so your normal on camera stuff that you have to deal with when you're just you and the camera, like if you were hosting, you know, a TV show or a newscast or something, but you're doing that while you're standing in front of 18,000 people. So it's not like you're in a studio by yourself and like you have, I mean, it is like,
I don't know how you do it.
You're in a room with 18,000 people and you're on camera and you have like 2 minutes to not mess up anything you're saying because there's a lot of people that put a lot of effort that go into my little 2 minutes on camera and I don't want to mess it up for them.
And you're on the big screen, so everyone's eyes are on you.
It's a lot, y'all.
It's a lot, y'all.
Oh, speaking of everybody's eyes being on you. Okay. We just need to touch on what happened when the mic.
Oh, goodness.
First of all, let me just preface this by saying everyone that's been on camera, like one of your worst nightmares is when you get cued by Miss Nicole and she's like, go. And then you start talking and you're like, hey, everyone. And it's like dead air. Okay. The mic, dead air. Okay. So let's just paint the picture of what happened to me the other night, which this happens like once a season. This is not something that happens very often.
Never. And this is the first time that this has happened.
Yeah. But this has happened, like I said, maybe once a year. Okay. So let me just paint the picture because here I am just thinking, this is going to be great. All right. It's halftime at the Dallas Mavericks game. So during halftime, the lights go down.
First of all, I do want to say this.
Yes.
It's halftime at one of the biggest games yet this season. We're playing the Phoenix Suns, who is number 1 at the time.
Right.
So huge game.
Best team in the league. Yes. Yeah, so this is like huge matchup, you know, Luka, all the things.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a big game for us. We want everything to go smoothly. And I feel like things already had kind of been going well, but there were a few hiccups leading up to that point. Yep. Remember, we had like the mic switcheroo and the IFB switcheroo.
Yes, we're not going to talk about that, but yes.
Had a few little hiccups leading up to that point, but nothing on camera. Like everything was handled behind the scenes. So now here we are and it's halftime. I'm in my, you know, super shiny outfit. I got the heels on and Nicole's leading me out to half court. Right? Because we're going to do this at center court.
We're playing half court. It's first time that we're doing this at center court with the spotlights on Allie.
Right.
So typically she's off to the side and we might have like our spotlight on our handheld camera. But this time we decided to bring her half court. So front and center. I mean, all the lights are shining on her. I think we even called for a spotlight to make sure it picks up Allie.
Right. Okay. So you guys are getting the idea. This is very dramatic. So I'm walking to the center court, you know, and listen, this may not be how it is for the fans, but in Nicole and I's eyes, this is what it's like. We just feel like everybody's watching, you know, like in reality, they're probably getting popcorn. They're having a beer. They're going to the fan shop. They're not necessarily watching what you and I are doing at this moment. But for us, it's like the most important job in the world. So that's what we feel like. We feel like all eyes are on us. So we're strutting out there. You know, Nicole has her headset on and I'm walking out there with my mic. And let me just tell you, this game was on TNT, I think. TNT?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
yes, they were in the building.
When TNT is there, they've got their broadcast table right at half court, right? It's like on the right center court, right there. And so that's where they plant me. They plant me in front of all the TNT broadcasters, right? Like super famous
so right in front of their desk.
Right in front of their desk. They're looking at me. Then next thing I know, I'm getting set and here comes Mark Cuban. And by the way, he does not come to this area very often. He usually skids.
I want to say it's my first time that I've ever seen him that close in person. So I'm like, what is happening?
I know. So he's normally skedaddling off to his area for halftime, and then he comes back out, once the players come back out. But this game in particular, I see him walking across the court, and he's my boss, right? So I'm like, okay, here comes Mark. So we've got Mark Cuban in front of me. We've got the TNT broadcasters in front of me. We've got the spotlight. The lights are out. Nicole is getting ready to cue me. All things are looking amazing. I'm feeling good. I've got my cute outfit on. And then next thing you know, Nicole with the cue Allie. So here I go. I grab the mic and I'm using my pen and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen. And then it's nothing. Just dead air. And that's what it feels like. People just dead quiet staring at you. So I've got TNT, I've got Mark Cuban, and I've got 18,000 people staring at me. That's what it feels like. And then Nicole again, boom. Cue Allie. And then again,
Cue Allie.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I'm trying to introduce the halftime act, what happened? And then you just kept cueing me over and over.
And I kept cueing her. I know. So I think on our end, people were thinking that the mic was probably not raised or live.
Right.
So they kept telling me, cue Allie again, cue Allie again. So I think we were trying to go for like 4 times to get the mic right until we realized that this mic is not coming on. Something's happened.
Yeah. Nicole is incessantly cueing me. Like she's just over and over. I
mean, I'm like, go Allie, try again. Let's do it.
Every single time I'm giving it my best effort, and because I'm just thinking, man, I'm just going to kill it in front of these people and my boss and everything. It's going to be great. And then the saddest part of the whole story is we never get the mic to work. So it wasn't a volume situation. The mic died, right? It was a dead battery.
The mic died, which shouldn't have happened, but it happened.
It happened.
So it died.
It happens once a year. So here I am thinking that I'm just going to be like the world's biggest star for 20 seconds as I introduce the halftime act. And the mic is just dead. And so then I just do the walk of shame off the court, because I was
shame off the court.
I was on the camera for what felt like an eternity, just repeating the things. And then I'm like, are people laughing at me? What's going on? I mean, I've been with the Mavericks.
A couple of seconds, but it was such a moment that it felt like forever.
It felt like forever.
But the beauty of live entertainment, of course, we never want the mic to die or ever want to have audio issues. But our PA announcer, Sean, was there to jump right in.
Yeah.
So thankful for him. If something like that was to ever happen, Sean is right there on the PA to jump right in and announce the halftime.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Thank goodness.
Our eyes, thank goodness. I mean,
Yeah.
gosh, if we didn't have Sean.
I know.
But in our eyes, it was such a moment. And I guess in the fans' eyes, they would have never known.
Right.
Because Sean just went right ahead.
Well, they did see me on camera trying over and over.
They did see you on camera. They did see you on camera.
Right. We did the best we could. We have an amazing team, and we did try to piece it back together. Sean saved the day. I did the walk of shame off the court, and, that was that. And those things do happen. It's just they usually don't happen when your boss and everybody is there. Speaking of everybody being there, also, we had some major superstars in the house that night. Right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so OBJ was there. Odell Beckham Jr. for y'all. If y'all don't know his nickname, he is an amazing football player, and he was there courtside. And he was with a couple of the Cowboys players. I think it was Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons. And I think what was going on was they were trying to woo him to become a Dallas Cowboy, right? Because, I think he's currently not with the team.
Town. Yes, he's a free agent, and he was in town on a visit with the Cowboys. So it was a kind of a big deal that he showed up courtside in front of everyone next to some star Cowboy players.
Right. And we also put him on camera and recognized him. So that was really cool. I feel like the fans were like definitely the co-captains in this situation because they were
fans want him. Yeah. They were going crazy for OBJ. I saw OBJ signs in the audience. I'm like, what is happening?
How did everyone even know he was there?
Great moment.
Yeah. Someone leaked
I'm not
that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Someone definitely leaked that. I think I saw like Bleacher Report post about it first. But yes, the fans were going crazy. And then can we just talk about, I'm sitting in our entertainment tunnel. So across the way is where OBJ and some Cowboys players are. Yes. And this is like on the complete
Okay.
opposite side of the court.
They were next to the Suns bench, right?
Yes.
They were like the
Visitors
4
to
seats.
correct.
Right, which I think those are Jerry Jones seats actually. So I think they were in his seat.
Really?
Yeah, so he's next to the
I didn't know
visitors
that.
bench. Yes, right there.
Okay.
I mean, they had amazing seats. I mean,
The best. They were right there
yeah,
by the scores table.
right.
But speaking of, I'm looking over and I am seeing these like bling and diamonds. And I'm like, who is this? Do you know who else was at the game?
Who?
Which no one ever talked about. Corey Gamble.
Who's that?
Chris Alley.
What?
Kris Jenner's boyfriend.
No.
Do we not watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
I mean,
yes.
oh my gosh. That was
Oh my
Kris
gosh.
Jenner's boyfriend there?
Yes.
It was
He
him,
there.
OBJ,
Yes,
and the two.
OBJ and the two Cowboys.
Okay.
And y'all, when I tell you these diamonds were shining, like shine bright like a diamond, because
Yeah.
I can't even guess how much those necklaces
Oh,
cost.
I know.
But you
They
could
were
literally
amazing.
see them shining. I know. Insane. But I think I was more like wooed by him being at the game. And I was also curious, like, maybe he was at the game because Kendall and Devin date. So I'm not sure. I don't know the tie there.
Okay, right. Yes, that is.
We think they're still
You're
together.
so hip. Excuse me, I didn't know that about you.
I try to keep up with it.
Oh, producer Nicole with all the good tidbits of information today. I love it. Yeah, it was just really cool to see all those guys there. It was so cool to see all the fans cheering for him,
Yes.
trying to get him to join the team. I know that would just be
Yes.
superstar power for the Dallas
my gosh.
Cowboys.
Yes.
Mhm.
The fans are going crazy. And
Yeah.
at one moment, the whole OBJ broke out, and it was crazy.
It was so cool. I was like, wow, we're really doing this. They put him on camera. Like, I feel like it was really a great moment for him. And
A great moment.
hopefully it helps him make his decision if he wants to beat the Dallas Cowboys or not.
He
I
did.
know.
Hey, he did. The latest that I know, he left Dallas still as a free agent. But who knows? Who's to say what's going to happen? I think that it was mainly due to his availability to play the rest of the season. But I think still he's definitely somebody that a lot of teams and coaches are looking at. So fingers crossed, maybe we'll see OBJ in Dallas.
I know, that would be so great. And just to reiterate the fact that like I understand. Okay, so now the diamonds thing is making sense, because I was like, wow, this is just a lot of diamonds in one, in one foul swoop. And he, like Nicole said, we were all the way across the court, and it was just like you could barely even look onto the court because they would just blind you. I don't know, how are the players like not, excuse me, can you turn your flash of your diamonds off, please? Because the flash is blinding me.
We talk all the time about the lights underneath the scoreboard and how bright it is really on the court with those players playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I think these diamonds might top.
I know. They just need, can we borrow your diamonds and hang them from the court so we can get enough light on here? Okay. Talking about the Cowboys players being there, let's take it back to you and I at a Cowboys game and what that show is like. Okay. So that show, just to let y'all know, that show is totally different than what we do with the Dallas Mavericks. Way different.
Yes.
So this is a 3 or 4 hour, depending on what time kickoff is, live show where Nicole is the producer of that show as well, / stage manager. So you have a lot going on for that show because you have to handle a lot. You're not just in charge of me.
Teams come through.
Right.
Yes.
So
it's a really, really cool show.
Yeah. It's okay. So just to paint the picture, it's outside on the East Plaza, which is the east side of the stadium. This is where we get a lot of traffic coming in.
Yes. And I was going to say, if you find yourself at the Cowboys game, make sure to enter through the east side to come see me and
Exactly. And we have a great team over there. And so we have a pretty large stage there. It's nonstop. We have an amazing DJ Elusive. He's awesome. Just have a great team over there. Everybody, from all the stage hands, sound, everything. It's a huge production over there as well. Everything with the Dallas Cowboys is always a big production, but it's always excellent. They have the best of the best. And so I've been with the Cowboys now for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 seasons. And then we lose track of time. But I've been hosting the show and I have so much fun because we like at the Mavericks, it's very scripted and regimented and it's very strict. Like the timeouts are like, 2
Because it
minutes.
has to be.
It has
Yes.
to be.
If anybody knows the game of NBA, it has to be that way. Timeouts are super strategic.
Right. Okay. And now with our show, where the pregame show, we're just rolling for 3 hours live. So we have a lot of like time where we can just do anything that we think is going to be good and entertaining and fun. And of course, we do get a script from the Cowboys telling us what we need to do that day. And we get reads and all kinds of things. But we have a lot of more, if that's a word, freedom at the Dallas Cowboys show. So we're outside. It's really fun. We're in the elements. Sometimes it's freezing. Sometimes it's windy. Sometimes it's raining. Sometimes it's super sunny and hot. You never
know what you're going to get.
It's Texas. We never know what kind of weather. Yeah, it's a lot, y'all. You never know what kind of weather we're going to get. But we always make sure to really bring our best, our A game for that as well, because you just never know who's going to pop in, pop by, walk by. You just want to make sure you're creating the atmosphere that all the fans feel before they enter the stadium. So it's it's important. Like you can't just be out there lazy. You got to be, you got to have a lot of energy. You got to bring
everybody up, get everybody excited for the game and bringing the energy into the stadium.
Exactly.
So it is a big deal. And I mean, talk about the things that we have going on in the pregame show. We always have our Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Yes.
We got the DCRB and the Dallas Cowboys rookie squad. We always have a rowdy appearance. So we have a ton going on.
Yeah.
And we have so much fun doing it. And just like Allie said, we have the best team.
Yeah. By the way, Rowdy is our mascot, and he is a star in his own right.
He's a star.
I mean, when Rowdy hits the stage, it is like, I don't know. I'm going to say Britney Spears. I don't even know if that's someone who's really popular, but it is like Taylor Swift is here. Like it is a big deal. I mean, all the fans are, rush the stage. They want to get their picture with him. So shout out to Rowdy.
Yes.
Because he has really just made an impression. Like people just love him.
People love Rowdy. They get rowdy for Rowdy.
Yeah, they do. Did
I just make that up?
I don't know. That could be his catchphrase. Let me write that down. Rowdy for Rowdy. We'll use that next game. But
yeah, some credit.
It's just a super fun show. We love being a part of it. By the way, I was going to tell you, we are not friends anymore because the other day, y'all, listen to this story. Listen to how Nicole did me wrong as my stage manager / producer for the Cowboys show. So I was running a little bit behind that day, and I had put my makeup on quickly and was hustling I'm a planner. So we had a lot going on. We were doing like NFL Fan of the Year out there. We had Captain Morgan.
Yes, we have a lot of people in the house. But I do want to just touch on that. Me and you are both planners.
Yes.
We like to have everything go smoothly and everything lined up.
Right. There is a train going by my little small town, and there's nothing I can do about it. Hopefully he doesn't toot his horn too long. But it sounds like when the Cowboys make a touchdown.
A touchdown. Whoa. See, it's perfect timing.
So just to basically say, Nicole and I are planners. Though we do a lot of things off the cuff, it may seem that way. It's not in reality, because her and I like to know what's going on. We like to have things written down. We like to meet with anyone we can meet with. We like to get all the information.
That's why we work so well together.
Yeah. We don't like surprises. Some people are very easy breezy and like they're just go with the flow and we're like, no, we want to know the who, what, when, where, how. We want to know where everyone's supposed to be. We need to know where's the camera, who's coming out to shoot it, like where are the lights. We need to know all the things.
Yes.
Yeah. So with that being said, you missed a major detail here.
I know.
Okay. So let me just tell y'all what happened. So I have my makeup on. Like I said, it was a big show because we had a lot going on. And most importantly, we were doing the NFL Fan of the Year promotion, which is really, really cool. We can talk to you more about that another time. But such a cool promotion that was going on the East Plaza. And they were entrusting me with a lot of information. They wanted me to, interview him and do a lot of things. I wanted to make sure all that was going on. So anyways, put the makeup on and I'm starting to meet with different people before the show, just kind of clearing my head, making notes, figuring out what's going on. So I'm talking to Captain Morgan. They have 2 reps. I'm going over and talking to some other activation people. I'm having breakfast with everybody. Okay. All the things. Then I walk into our tent, right? We have this small tent where I can go in and get dressed and changed and get my makeup on and all that kind of things. And in there was one of the mascots who is on the East Plaza. And so I'm having a conversation with him. I pop open my compact to just, do a little touch up. Y'all, I had contoured my face right quickly in the bathroom inside the stadium. I forgot to blend out the contour on my nose. Okay, so I had like runway strips down my nose, dark, ladies, you know what the contour is. Okay?
I couldn't even tell,
Hold on.
guys. I couldn't even tell.
So Nicole let me, for a good 30 to 45 minutes,
I think we had like a 30-minute conversation, just me and you.
Oh my gosh. She let me walk all around the stadium, all around the plaza, talk to all these important people with 2 stripes going down my nose that luckily the armadillo, as I was talking to him, I was like, oh my gosh, what's this?
He was just sign languaging. He was
what's this? And I was like, of all the people in my universe right now, the armadillo mascot who's there for I think it's Reliant Energy, one of the sponsors. Yes. He's there for them. He bebops around the plaza. He's the one to tell me what's on your nose. Allie, what's on your nose? Okay, I don't know. Let me look. Oh my gosh, it's my contour, you guys. I was mortified. Yes. So, Nicole said she didn't notice, but let me just tell you, as someone who's...
I did not notice.
But that's your job to notice. Anyways, I went straight to you and I was like, we are not friends anymore. Like, this is, next level. You let me do that.
And I had no clue what she was talking about.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, Allie. I will make sure moving forward that everything is intact. Yes, y'all, I have your back.
It is a lot, y'all. I have a lot going on before all these different things that we do, and the slightest little thing like that just made. And we laughed about it. Oh my gosh, we laughed and laughed because I just thought, I cannot believe that how many people.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going back through how many people I talked to about random different things leading up to that point. But thank goodness for the armadillo. Like, round of applause for him.
Know.
He just brought it home for me. He saved the day, and we got everything.
It is a lot. We laugh so much, though. I will say that we have so many funny stories.
I know.
So much happens. It's so great.
And that's what this podcast is really going to be about moving forward. Nicole and I always get into these, really fun situations that we just think sometimes you got to hear the behind the scenes stuff, Like, like I said, in front of the scenes, everything may look like, I don't know, what is the word, ponies and butterflies, but reality is, it is a lot's going on. It's a lot, y'all. So
it's a lot, y'all.
Yeah, I feel like, we did a good job covering all of the things we wanted to talk about and just rolling through. And if y'all, hopefully you've made it this far, right? You're at the...
Yes. Hopefully you're still with us.
You're still with us here because it's just going to be so much fun. And we are, of course, on all the social media platforms at It's a Lot Y'all. So you can find us on Instagram, on TikTok, Facebook. On Instagram is going to be really cool though, because that's where we're going to throw up most of our like behind the scenes stuff, stories, things that go on where we can reference like, hey, go check our stories because we just posted about such and such story we just told.
Inside look.
Yeah, an inside look. And that's going to be the best way to reach you or I. I know, hopefully we'll get questions as the audience grows. People want to be more involved and come see us if they're at a Mavs game or at a Cowboys game. We would love to see y'all. Yeah, thank y'all so much for joining us in this first episode. Nicole,
we did it.
We did it. We got the first one under the belt. We are here.
But we are here.
Yes, it's a lot, y'all. We are here. We're going to be here throughout all this, the rest of the Cowboys season, the Mavericks season, a lot going on. Thank y'all so much for listening. And don't forget to please subscribe and like this podcast. Give us a review. 5 stars. We need 5 stars. I feel like it's our first one. Like we did
5 for entertainment. 5 stars.
Exactly. Thank y'all so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you next time.